Said 8.
I went down a rabbit hole, not a rabbit hole, but I started reading about Ellen DeGeneres. Apparently, you guys, Ellen DeGeneres is a bitch.
I didn't know. First off, I didn't. I'm just gonna.
She's a bitch.
I'm gonna disclaimer this. I don't know enough information, so you can fill me in on it.
She's a bitch.
But just from the,
right now.
but it's not illegal
She's
to be a
bitch.
bitch, though.
She's a fucking bitch, dude.
I mean, okay, working at Warner Brothers, we worked next door to Ellen.
I know where her production. I had a general meeting there. I went in for the meeting, and I was told if you see her, don't look at her, don't acknowledge her, don't talk to her. She don't like people. And I thought in my head, you know why? She's a bitch.
Jesus, I didn't know you hate.
Well, I don't remember. That happened?
Yeah.
Literally, they told you that.
Well, here's it. Can I just say, devil's advocate here? They used to say the same thing about Conan to interns, and Conan one day is doing using the audience members or the interns as audience members for a bit for rehearsal, and the interns wouldn't look at him, and he goes, "What is this? Why aren't you looking at me?" And they said, "We were told not to make eye contact with you." Da da da. And he goes, "Okay."
Someone
all
was
right. He
playing
goes,
a joke on him.
he goes, I've heard this rumor. No, that's been for 15, 20 years from New York to Conan in L.A. Somebody, it just circulated. They created the idea and something, and he didn't know. And he goes, I've been hearing this rumor since New York. That's true? Who else here has been told not to look me in the eyes? And all the interns raised their hand. He goes, guys, you can look at me.
They all raise
okay?
their hands like this.
So I've heard that about Ellen, where you weren't allowed to talk to her if you're a PA and all
I
that
was
shit.
told,
Like,
don't acknowledge her
Yeah.
presence, and I'm like, why though? And they're like, well, because she's a bitch.
Here's my thing with it, though. I don't know enough info. I know
Ellen
there's
is a
stuff
bitch.
about.
Ellen is a bitch. Ellen is a bitch. Sorry.
I didn't know you were so.
You're a bitch, girl, and you got too far because you don't want people looking at you. You can rely on your own man's money, bitch. A producer who worked on Ellen's talk show has claimed the host is a kiss ass who only likes famous people. What a bitch. I'm having so much fun with this. Hedda Muscat has been making headlines all week thanks to a series of interviews about her time working on the first season of The Ellen Show in 03. We'll see, in her defense, in Ellen's defense, maybe she was a bitch in 03.
Oh, Jay.
And now she's no longer a bitch.
I don't know enough about it. I mean, all I could say is it's not illegal to be a bitch, and so it's weird to cancel somebody.
I don't
like,
think they're saying it's illegal.
Well, they're trying to cancel her, and I'm like, okay, so she's the first boss in the world that's not nice.
Yeah.
Like, get over it, generation. Like,
She was
fucking,
not friendly with people. Oh, canceled.
Well, I think with
That
Yeah,
I noticed.
that's what I hate. Is this
The
cancel
only
shit.
people that she was friendly with were A-list movie stars. Cancel that bitch.
I think
She's a big kiss ass. She's a star. You know what? What does that even mean?
No, she's got to play the game.
I think people are also upset because they feel like they got tricked because her whole mantra is like, be kind, be a good person, let's dance. And then behind closed doors, she's like, fuck you. It's like,
Well, a
I
couple
feel like
stories
people
I
probably
heard.
are. That's my theory.
A couple stories I heard was that when they first started the show, Ellen made a huge point of saying, you guys, this is a happy place for laughing and smiling, blah, blah, blah. And apparently that changed over the years. And there's one story that I heard where there was a meeting where one of her producers was just laying into somebody, like uncomfortably, like going
yelling,
off
like
on somebody.
red-faced yelling.
And Ellen in the room, instead of going, oh, okay, come on, settle down, giggled and laughed about it.
Huh.
And said, well, someone's got to be the bad guy.
Now, is it
and thought it was funny and shit.
Is it her or is it her producers? Because I keep reading stuff about producers being
that's
bad.
that's the thing that would suck for Ellen if she's not a major robo bitch. Is
Robo bitch. I'm going to use that now.
if she's not,
Because all I keep hearing, like, I've heard
Because if
something
she-
about
if-
sexual misconduct and
which is
racism
Producers, from the
producers, but
Right.
that's not her, or is it
But I
her?
think they look at it as like she's
she's
she
the
looked
boss,
the other way.
which is fucking sucks for her.
Yeah,
Because
if she didn't do anything,
if
yeah.
they're doing it and they're keeping it a secret from her,
Right.
that bitch has got to fucking figure it out. That
Yeah.
bitch.
I mean, it does. Honestly, it does start at the top, though. I've worked for certain companies I won't name where the boss was a tyrant, and it just trickled down to like then my boss was a tyrant.
I'm
but,
not a tyrant.
But like a Conan, everything was great because him and Jeff Ross, the producers, were fucking nice, good people. And so that trickled down to my main boss was a great person. And then that boss, a great person. I've just noticed when it starts at the top, like somebody's mean, then that person takes it out on the person they could take it out on, and then it just trickles down.
But also what happens is certain bosses.
So there's that, I said.
Certain bosses hide behind their power and say, I don't know what's going on here. You got to like, in other words, I worked for this company I worked for when I was younger. My dad was the VP of it, but he wasn't the owner. And the owner, he would walk around like he was this just nice old eccentric man, and he would come in tinkering and have the nicest, sweetest things to say. And it's out of my hands. It turns out he was an evil piece of shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he did that shit on purpose, and he wouldn't take responsibility. But all joking aside, I don't know about. I mean, I know I called her a bitch a lot.
A lot.
Robo bitch should be a T-shirt though. I love Robo bitch.
But apparently she's a bitch.
I mean, I have heard that before,
but if these things were happening without her noticing it, and I could see people going, if you tell the boss, you're fucking done.
Oh yeah.
So maybe she wasn't aware of this stuff happening. When you hear the stories about her being in the room and giggling when someone's getting their ass handed to them, that's kind of shitty.
That's weird.
Yeah, because she's the boss. She sets the tone.
Yeah,
she
sets the tone. But
and that's kind of It's like the last 2 weeks of the Tonight Show with Conan could have been a very bitter, cynical time.
And this producer Muscat or whatever her name is, Muscat, she may be a bit disgruntled because she was fired.
Oh yeah,
she was let go.
That's possible.
Wait, what were you saying about the Tonight Show?
Well, those last 2 weeks, it was Conan came into the production meeting, and he never had to come to those meetings. And he goes, "Look, guys, we have two options here. We can be cynical, and we could be pieces of shit, and we could be angry, or we could realize that we have a great opportunity that everybody's watching, and we could treat these last 2 weeks as the best 2 weeks of work we could do as a group. And I love you guys." And it just set the mood so nobody was all moody about losing their job or being shitty. It's just that's what it is. It starts at the top. If somebody sets a trend that it's going to be this, then people fall suit. I think.
But I get uncomfortable with people when you hear the stories of, okay, Ellen's going to come in now, but when she comes in, apparently a lot of guests were told that you have to compliment her in the interview.
Oh,
it's really weird.
You got to compliment her. Yeah. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
All I hear say, but some celebrities are coming forward saying, yeah, it sucked over there, including.
Oh, Brad Garrett was on. Thanks for the lights, Brad.
Oh, right.
Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett chimed in on Twitter, and.
Our boy.
It's our boy.
I've known him for so long. He's not a liar.
Yeah. He's a sweet guy too. He sent these damn lights right away. He's a man of his word.
Yeah.
So, he is somebody that's credible to me.
Right.
So
he corroborated it.
Corroborated it. Said it was.
Don't use those words.
Said it was known. He goes, that's old news. He basically said, that's a known thing. It's old news. It's how it is over there. But when I hear the things of like, okay, you're gonna sit down in this chair and she's gonna interview you, but you have to compliment her.
Why would you want that?
That's also like. Sorry,
See, I'm
Conan,
such a piece of shit that I would get banned. I would get canceled because I would go, oh, okay, no problem. And then during the interview, I'd be like, hey, Ellen, I was told to compliment you. So, holy shit, you got amazing ears. I'd be like that.
That's kind of funny. That would be kind of
Your
great.
ears are incredible. You look like a car with the doors open. And
oh, she was
cancel me, bitch.